All right, let's go ahead and take a look at some images from a course that I created called Photoshop for Luxury Real Estate. So when I started editing and getting into post-production over 10 years ago, I realized pretty quickly that there wasn't a lot of training material out there that shows people how to edit real estate photography, and I basically had to figure out everything on my own, which was not easy. It took a lot of time to figure things out on my own and to actually understand what makes photography in general actually look good. Which sucks because real estate photography is a very important field that a lot of people are involved in, and I still see a lot of people out there that lack the understanding of what's needed to make their images actually look good. So I created this Photoshop course to help others understand how to bring it all together on a professional level. And I tried to do it in a way that will cover everything from the foundational understanding needed all the way up to advanced techniques that really give images that professional edge that we're all looking for. So basically, I'm just going to take you through the examples of the advanced editing portion, basic editing, and some other sections from the course itself that show you how I work on images from beginning to end. So all of these images here are from the advanced editing section. That way, for anyone interested in checking out the course, they can actually understand what the course itself contains. So not only do I show you how I edit every image from beginning to end, I also show you how I set up the interface for Photoshop, Adobe Bridge, and I also show you every single technique that I've ever learned over the last 10 plus years as an editor in real estate photography. So the first one from the advanced section is this Lanai night shot, and these are the final images themselves, and we'll just go through these real quick to give you an understanding of what the course itself contains. So we've got that Lanai night shot, we've got this living day shot, we've got this den shot, and these are not easy images to edit by any means. I chose specifically things that were very difficult and tedious to edit because I wanted to show you how to go about editing not only things to get the highest quality possible, but to show you how to be as efficient as possible, especially with an image like this. Not only do I emphasize the quality and consistency, I really emphasize speed and efficiency throughout the course. And that's really what it's about. You know, it's about getting the best quality possible in the shortest amount of time. We've got this front night shot. We've got this living room shot at dusk, nighttime. We've got this kitchen bar shot from the same property at daytime. We've got this outdoor grill area. And we've got this fitness room. And again, I chose these images specifically because they're very tedious, they're time consuming, and they're not easy images to edit by any means. Especially with an image like this where there is tons of masking to do. It really poses a problem when you run into images like this that are going to take a long time. I really stress speed and efficiency when it comes to these things. That way you can get in and out as fast as possible while maintaining quality and getting an excellent result overall. And being able to cut those corners while maintaining a high quality is really what it's all about when it comes to this stuff. Because when you're editing 5, 6, sometimes 7 properties a day, time is everything. You know, the agents want their images as fast as possible. You want to get them out as fast as possible. That way you can move on to the next one. And then eventually you'll be completely free for that day and everything will be up and out and everyone will be happy. So that's what it's really about. It's about emphasizing speed, quality, consistency. All these things have to be balanced together, and that's what the course really emphasizes. And I've also included the actual images so that you can download them and work on them yourself. All of the images are available to download on the course itself. So I've included all of these images to really drive the point home about how important it is when it comes to compositing all of the images together to get a balanced result and things like that. I think once people start to actually work on these images themselves, they'll be able to understand what's actually needed and what goes into advanced editing when it comes to compositing multiple images together to get a good balanced result and things like that. And again, these are very time-consuming properties to edit. So I think it really drives the point home about how important it is to not only be competent with your overall editing, but to also be as quick and efficient as possible as well. And moving on from the advanced editing examples, here are the basic editing examples. This is one of the first parts of the course itself, and we'll just go through these real quick. A lot of these are exterior shots just to get people warmed up, to help them get familiar with the interface in Photoshop, the brushes, things like that. These don't really require multiple images to really composite together. There's not really any masking involved with these. That's why it's basic. They don't take a lot of time to edit, but it still does take a good understanding of being able to balance the brightness, the contrast, the colors, to do a proper white balance, things like that. Even if the images are basic and don't take a lot of time to edit, you still have to make sure that they're professional, they look crisp, and they're ready to be sent out. That's really what it's all about. No matter what we're working on, we need things to be consistent across the board. We need all of the images to look identical, and we really can't afford to have something that's inconsistent overall. And that's what the basic editing portion is really all about. It's just about getting familiar, actually getting in there and putting some images together, and then eventually moving on to the advanced techniques, which are much more in depth and take a lot more time and effort to put together. And again, I've included the images for the basic editing portion as well, so that people can either follow along or they can just edit them themselves. So there is a ton of content throughout the course itself. There's over 7.5 hours of actual video. I've put everything I know into this course that I've learned over the last 13 years because I want people to understand how to make things truly professional and how to bring everything together in their own personal editing with their own personal photography and things like that. Because I still see a lot of people that are lacking the tools needed to really bring it all together on a professional level. So I really put a lot of effort into this course, and I truly hope that it helps people understand how to bring their own photography and editing together. Everything from brightness, contrast, balancing the colors, doing a proper white balance, being able to review the images, making sure that things are crisp and sharp, and just bringing it all together, like I said. I've also created another section specifically just to remove cameras, camera removal, things like that, which basically comes down to object removal and things like that, because I still see a lot of people leaving their cameras in the actual shot because they're not sure how to actually remove it. They will attempt to remove things in their photo by using simple tools like the content aware tools, like the patch tool, spot healing tool, things like that. Those tools are great and they have their purpose, but they're not going to take you from point A to point B every single time. So there's plenty of camera removal examples in the course itself, which I think is absolutely crucial because, again, not many people really know how to remove things or objects, such as photographers, tripods, cameras, things like that. Things that are in reflection, such as the mirror, which is a very common occurrence, especially when it comes to bathroom shots. It's very common for the photographer to still be in the view itself. So there is a ton of content. I've really tried to put everything that I know how to do and that I've learned over the last 13 years into this course. For anybody that is either struggling or just wants to advance their knowledge, or somebody that's just starting out, I really suggest that you check this course out. And again, I've just tried to put everything I can because at the end of the day, I want people to make the best work possible and create the best quality possible, not just for themselves, but for their clients as well.